an income stream that relies solely on record sales is dead, and has been probably for the last 10 years or so, and gradually getting worse.
People take it upon themselves to create music themselves, to express themselves, take their own social media in their own hands.
The fact that you can put music on the internet yourself and you can be released on iTunes just means that there's so much music out there that it's really hard to get to anything that you might actually like without going through a lot of stuff that you really don't like. And rather than buying it and someone being able to make a living from making music, which obviously their music would be good enough, otherwise you wouldn't be stealing it.
With the popularity of illegal downloading increasing within the online community, bands, musicians and record companies are suffering from the lack of record sales. Where is money made from music, merchandise, shows or royalties? Is there any real money in record sales in this day and age?
You've lost as if you orchestrate your failure.
I think that people illegally download music because they're obviously really want to get involved with the artists or bands or singer-songwriters that they want to listen to, and so they try to just access the music any way they can. There's two kinds of people in my eyes. There's kind of the people who are like hardcore fans who will download the music as soon as it becomes available, whether it gets leaked or something like that, and then they'll go and buy like the hard copies afterwards or something, or buy it on iTunes afterwards. And then there are people who aren't too bothered, but they just want to listen to it anyway, and they'll just download it.
If I can't find it online anywhere else to pay for, then I'll download it, but it's a hassle. You know what I mean? Who wants to be like searching around and like getting viruses and stuff? You might as well just pay for it.
It's harder to get people to listen to, you know, because there's so many people doing like a DIY kind of music. So when I release music, I've got to compete with, you know, 100 people that are doing the same thing.
Giving the music away these days, artists aren't bothered, record companies aren't bothered, they can't make a profit on selling records these days, so they're trying instead to make their money through gigs and through merchandise and other avenues.
I think when bands spend a lot of time working on the music and they put a lot of time and effort into it, and they put it out there, they obviously need to get something back from it to make it worth the while. If they can't get their money back from the CDs, there's no point in them releasing the CD really. So if people are just going to steal it, then they're going to all bands losing out on money, so it's making it harder for a band to make it really.
Spin around and dance with me, and if you're shy, step on my feet.
When I first started playing and digital downloads were like in its infancy, it was a lot easier. As soon as you got a record into a shop, you know, it was easier to promote that, and people were more likely to ask you questions about it because it was quite a rare thing. But now it's very common for people to be on iTunes or Amazon or Spotify or anything.
It's all about effort. If a band puts in the effort and tries and puts himself out there so much, because so many people are reliant on going out and doing a one gig and then, oh, I'm the next like big thing. It's not like that. You have to slowly build your way up. The legends of the world, you know, like in music, have done that. They've put the time in.
I think a lot of bands these days think they can create like, well, Facebook or MySpace, just like not put any songs on it and then they'll be fine. They think that a lot of bands think they're owed something, that they can just, if we make a band and then we'll make it. Whereas like there are a lot of bands who know that you have to put the effort in and make it work.
There's a lot of people behind the scenes in the music industry, especially in live music, because you've got the bookers and you've got the venues themselves. Everyone wants to make a profit.
To you with glue. When we close, please don't let go of my...
A lot of those situations, those politicians that are voting against it use copyrighted stuff themselves.
Of course, companies they're understanding a bit more that, you know, they can't really fight it, but the record industry, they're like, they own all of the companies that do distribution and everything, so they have so much interest in all of these things.
They wouldn't need all the auto-tuning and they wouldn't need all the marketing because they basically sell themselves. Therefore you wouldn't need to slap a huge profit margin on. You wouldn't need all the money what they try and make, because talent sells.